ResortLoop.com is proud to be sponsored by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea, the official specialty coffee of Disney Parks. You can find Joffrey's Coffee and specialty drinks in the parks, at Disney Springs, or online at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. This is ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic. I am very excited for today's show. This is a show we've not done for a while. This is going to be a trip report show from Marlene J. Marlene, did I get that right? Marlene and I, we weren't on the same cruise. We were on different cruises that went to the same place, and we actually were staying in the same cabin.
Yes, we were.
We were what were we, like 3 weeks apart? I think I was there 3 weeks before you.
Yep, because I think the Fantasy goes to the Western Caribbean and then back to the Eastern Caribbean in between.
That's right. It alternates.
Mm-hmm.
So yes,
Yes, it does.
Marlene did the Eastern Caribbean cruise on the Disney Fantasy. Marlene, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tim. It's wonderful to be here. It's been a long time in the process.
It has been. We've been planning this one for a while and just couldn't get the schedules to line up.
I know. It's a good thing I took good notes.
Oh, I'm excited. Thank goodness somebody wrote something down.
Right.
So before we get to the cruise, Marlene, you were actually staying at Old Key West before you went.
We were staying at Old Key West before. I had spent the week prior to that at Disney World, and I was staying there, so I just decided to stay one more night and then take the Disney transportation down to the cruise line.
Can you tell us, how did the transportation work, getting from Old Key West to the cruise port?
Actually, it was really, really smooth. We had to have our luggage all ready and tagged in our room by 8 o'clock in the morning. And then we were notified that the Disney transportation would pick us up between 11 and 11:30. And they were like right on time, so it gave us a chance to have breakfast. And then when we got on the bus, everybody was so excited because everybody was going on the cruise. And it was we were the last stop, so we didn't make any more stops in between. So it was a direct shot right to the cruise line.
Wow, so how did your luggage get there? Did you just leave it in the room? Did you have to put it outside your room?
We left it inside the room. Like it had to be all ready to go by 8 a.m.
Okay.
And then we went to breakfast, and when we came back, our luggage was magically transported away.
Wow, that's awesome.
Right? I didn't have to worry about lugging anything, or we just had a small bag with us so that we were on the ship. We had stuff in case we couldn't get into our room right away.
Smart. Things like, what, medication, just that kind of stuff, just phones?
Yeah, swimsuit. Mm-hmm. Yep. Stuff like that, But by the time we got to the port about, I want to say 2 o'clock, 1:45, and there were like no lines. So we walked off the bus, went through security, went upstairs, checked in at the desk, and it was like boom, 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 boom. And then, of course, it's welcome, Yukonevich party. We're like, yay! Because it was my first time ever on a cruise. So I was really kind of nervous, but that part of it was so smooth sailing. I would definitely do the Disney transportation again.
Oh, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for the cost, you can't beat it.
This was your first cruise ever, not just Disney cruises. Is that right?
Right, first cruise ever. Mm-hmm.
Man, that's like a nice
My
first
daughter's
cruise.
second, my first.
Okay. Was it her first Disney cruise or her?
No, she went on the party one. Carnival.
Oh, okay.
Carnival cruise ship. Yep.
I'm guessing she liked this one maybe a little bit better.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
The service. She said she liked the service a lot better and the food.
Okay.
So there you go. Yeah.
Fantastic. So once you got on the ship, did you go get something to eat? Were you able to get to your room then?
Our room wasn't quite ready, but it was like within a half an hour of us being there. So yes, we toured the ship, and I stopped at the DVC meet and greet that they had. So we had some food and drinks in there. And then by the time we got back to our room after that, we did tour the spa.
Ooh.
And the gym. We had some cucumber and strawberry infused water. We got to put our hand under the rainforest showers to see which one we liked best. The gym was phenomenal. So, yeah. So anyway, after we toured that, then we got to go into our room, dropped our bags off, and then it was time for the mustard grill. And ours, because we were on deck 5, we got to go into the Buena Vista Theater for hours instead of standing outside in the hot sun.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm. And everybody was on time. We didn't have to wait for anybody.
Nice. I was awfully considerate of everybody on that ship. That's wonderful.
Right? I'm not saying it happened for everybody, but it did happen for our group. So, yay.
I got to back this up real quick. Tell me about this different kind of shower thing. I'm not really a spa guy.
Where there's 3 different showers. One is like a really cold shower that you can go into, and then one was like a rainforest shower. Like you just stood in there and like it was kind of damp but yet warm. And then the other one was, cold, hot, and medium, but different shower intensities in each one. And then when you got done, you went out of there and then you went into the sauna.
Oh my.
I know, and it was a dry sauna. And then when you came out of there, you had cold towels to put around your neck, some cucumber water.
Oh.
I know. That was the funnest part of the cruise for me almost.
So you actually did that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to write this one down.
Yes, I actually did it.
Different showers. All right. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry.
And if you go there on port days, there's like hardly anybody in there. So the hot tubs and everything are pretty empty up there. And then you can sit in the hot tub and look over the ocean.
I am pro hot tub. I will say that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was really nice. Really, really nice.
Oh my goodness.
So then after we did all that tour and we had our mustard drill, then our first dining was at Animator's Palette.
Oh, okay.
I know. That's where we met our servers, Nolan and Cara. Shout out to both of them. They were amazing.
Oh.
He was from the Philippines and she was from Great Britain.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we got to be quite friends with them. In fact, my daughter and him, they still converse once in a while through Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome.
So we're hoping to get them on our next cruise because they both will be working. So, yes. But my first meal that night was like truffle pasta.
Ooh.
I know. And a sweet potato tahini hash with puff pastry that surrounded it. And then for dessert, I had ordered a deconstructed carrot cake with no sugar added because the truffle pasta was pretty rich.
Well,
I got to cut corners somewhere, but it was so good.
Oh, it sounds so fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then, of course, after dinner, they had the welcome show that's put on by the cast in the Buena Vista Theater.
Nice.
I know. It was a long day because not only did we do that, we went up to the Ooh La La bar, or lounge, as they call it on the Disney cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to listen to this fabulous woman who was singing and playing the piano. And oh my gosh, we stayed there for a long time.
Oh, wow.
I know. And she was so good. And then we found out that she actually was the #1 selling artist over in the Philippines.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Know that.
Who knew that?
Not me.
Not me. Well,
but
we
I
know
do
it now.
now.
And all our listeners
And
know it now.
I can't remember her name, but she was so good. So good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I know. So after we did that, it was like, okay, we're ready for bed now. So, and I was sharing a room with my grandson, who is 20. So he slept on the pull-out bed, or the sofa that turns into a bed.
Yes.
And then I slept in the bed.
How did you like the split bathrooms?
I love the split bathrooms, especially rooming with a 20-year-old grandson.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And it worked out really well because I would get up early, go up to Cove Bar for the Cove Cafe for coffee. And by the time I got done, he'd be up and showered and in the other bathroom.
That's so cool.
Isn't that cool? It was really, really nice. And I could not believe the amount of storage that was in our room.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even fill up the drawers because there were so many.
Oh, yeah. I think we need to mention you were in a... oh, by the way, I don't know if we mentioned, Resort Loop Travel just happened to book your cruise.
Yes, they did. It was phenomenal.
Awesome. And you were in a 4E, which gave you the extended balcony.
Yes. Yes. With chairs that fold down so you can lay out, if you want to, in the sun.
Oh, yeah.
Or in the shade.
Depends on where the ship is and where the sun is.
Depends on where the ship is.
And those reclining chairs are fantastic for just quick naps. I will say that.
They are. And it gives you enough little protection so that when it's storming or raining, you can actually go out just outside the doors and not get wet.
That's true. That's a great tip.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's sunny out there.
Because it did rain 2 days on our cruise, or a day and a night.
I did not order you rain, by the way, just so you know.
Well, I was wondering, but...
But you had...
I wasn't going to say nothing.
Right. But you had actually have 2 rooms for other members of your family. We actually put them on the other side of the ship. That way you got a little... you
break.
Go to whichever side. Did you ever do any room swapping?
We did not.
Oh, okay.
But we did order room service into one room one night instead of ours. So
okay,
that worked out well, very well. And there was two adults in each room. So we had plenty of room to do what we wanted. And we had a lot of together time was at night, and during the day, everybody just kind of split up.
That's smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Everybody can kind of do what they want, and then you all get together for dinners, and you can share your day. And
for sure. Because I'm retired, not that I'm bragging, but I am retired. So during the day, they were there. My daughter and her friend were there to relax, kind of go to a different level of anxiety from work.
Okay.
And then so they kind of relaxed out on the deck a lot and just kind of cruised, where myself and Nick, we would go to games, walk around the ship. We actually got to walk around the ship with the ship captain one morning.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that was unexpected.
What haven't you done on this cruise?
Really fun. We just kind of looked at each other like, when we got done, we're like, whoa.
You did the spa thing? You were hanging with the captain?
I know.
Having fancy showers?
All because ResortLoop.com booked their trip.
Wow. That was unsolicited, but I appreciate that. So did you get on the second day of the trip? That was an at-sea day, I believe.
The second day was at-sea day, and that's the day it rained all day.
Oh, well, you're at sea, so.
But we're at sea, so it doesn't matter. And in that morning, instead of the cabanas, we went to sit-down breakfast in the morning. So that morning, Royal Court was open for breakfast. So my grandson and I went there. And then from there, we went up to the Cove Cafe for coffee. And then from there, we went to the gym and the sauna and the rainforest showers again. And then we stopped in for some trivia games.
Oh, I love
the trivia. We didn't do lunch that day, though, because we had a late breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The games, were you going to ask me about the games? Because no, we did not win anything.
You didn't win the trivia?
We didn't win the trivia. Evidently, we're not very good at Wheel of Fortune family. We don't know enough about each other.
Oh, I do kind of remember that, yes.
So, yeah, we did that. And then they have, like, where you draw pictures of different Disney characters. Mm-hmm. So we went in and we did that. And that was all available on rain day. I mean, they keep people busy if you want to be busy.
Oh, it sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they had extra character meet and greets that day.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I think even the pirate ones came out for a little bit that day.
Did you go to any of the cooking demonstrations?
We did one, but not that day.
Okay.
Yeah. And we did a pasta one that was really good.
Oh, I think we did a pasta one that was fantastic.
Yeah. Wasn't that good?
Oh.
And it looks so easy when they do it.
Oh, piece of cake when they do it.
Right? Not so much when you get home.
Never. You break out the Chef Boyardee and start thinking about booking another cruise.
And that night we had dinner at Enchanted Gardens. And what a beautiful, beautiful restaurant.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
So pretty. And it's more, to me, it felt like it was more roomier.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we really liked that one. And of course, our servers came with us to that restaurant also.
Did you have any table mates, or was it just your family at the table?
We actually had 2 additional couples.
Oh, okay. So you had a big table.
Mm-hmm. There was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us. But after the first couple nights, it was mainly just the 4 of us, sometimes 6. The other people just, I don't know if they just didn't eat or, or they were doing other things. But yeah, we could have easily just had a table of 4 after the first couple nights.
Yeah, they probably.
But that's all right. But they were very friendly when we did meet them on the ship. You know.
Yeah.
We could always say hi and stuff. So it was nice to meet them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, getting back to your Animator's Palette night, did you enjoy the show?
The yes. we didn't. They didn't have us draw the pictures that night on the first night.
Oh, okay.
But when they kept changing all the screen pictures and stuff on the wall, that was pretty cool.
That was.
And I would say I had my best meals, I think, at Animator's Palette.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if they rotate chefs per restaurant or what, but we thought the food was better at Animator's Palette.
Okay.
But Enchanted Garden was one of the prettier ones. After dinner, they had a hypnotist show, and which was okay. I didn't think it was. I couldn't decide if they were people picked by him or people that were really there just out of the audience. But it was raining and it was a show, so we were okay with that.
There you go. You're entertained.
Yeah. And then, of course, we had to go back to Ooh La La.
What was your go-to at Ooh La La?
That night we went to the silent DJ. Did you guys do that?
I didn't do it, but I heard about it. Explain to everybody what that is.
Oh, my gosh. It was so good. It's in the tube. And when you walk in, they give you headphones. So it blocks out all the noise. And then they have 3 different stations on the headphones that are programmed in. So you all start on like the color blue because there's a DJ that's up front. But you can switch your radio stations anytime you want to. But the only people listening to the music are the ones that have the headphones on. So if you would walk into this place, all you would see is these psychedelic headphones, but you wouldn't be able to hear any music yourself.
Right.
And people sing to different songs, depending on what station they're listening to.
That's awesome.
So fun. You are definitely going to have to do that because that was one of my highlights of the cruise, I think. So fun.
Oh, dancing and me usually don't seem to go hand in hand very well, but
well, they have chairs you can sit in and kind of like chair dance.
Got to protect the children.
All right. Oh, however, my daughter and we did get out there and we did dance. My grandson, however, was the chair dancer.
Oh, okay.
So, yes.
Somebody has to hold the chairs in place.
So that took care of our day at sea.
Okay.
Or the first day. Let's see. Yes. And then the next day we also had another day at sea.
Right.
So we had 2 in a row. That one we didn't get any rain, but that's the day we got to walk around the ship with the ship captain that day, which was unplanned. Nick and I had just gone out there fairly early. And we thought we'd take a walk around the ship before we went for breakfast. And he was out there walking. And we said, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And he said, "Fine." I said, "Oh, well, where are you from?" Because I didn't know he was the captain. He goes, "Well, I'm so-and-so." And I went, "Oh." And then I looked and I went, "Wait, aren't you the captain of the ship?" "Yes, ma'am, I am."
Was he walking?
Like, okay.
Was he walking with purpose? Like there was something wrong somewhere he's trying to get to or anything? Or is he pretty relaxed?
No, he was just getting a morning stroll in.
Okay.
Before he went back up on deck.
Okay.
So that was fun.
That's funny.
Yeah, and he goes, well, I'm kind of incognito. And I'm like, hey, your secret's safe with me. So,
Hi, Captain.
yeah, and one time around the ship is, I want to say, half a mile.
All right.
So if you go twice around the ship, it's a whole mile. And then sometimes when you walk around the ship, you actually go into where all the engines and stuff are. So you can hear all the engines running. So that's what we did early in the morning. And then, of course, we had to go back to the Cove Cafe for coffee.
Absolutely, you did.
Let's see, what did we do then? Then we went back to the room. Oh, that was the day we went up to Satellite Falls. Yes.
How did you enjoy Satellite Falls?
Yep. And it was really, I was surprised because I didn't know what it was. So when I went up there, like if you sit on the edge, you really don't get wet. But then you walk under the falls and you go and you sit on the other side and then look out at the deck. So that was, I didn't know what Satellite Falls was. And I'm like, well, this makes sense now.
Yes. We actually went up there and it was like shut down on our cruise for some reason. I don't know if they were doing something there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, when I sat on the other side of the falls, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is like the backside of water.
There you go. I took a picture, sent it to your friends.
Right? This is what it really looks like.
Schweitzer Falls.
I know. Yes.
After Dr. Albert Falls.
Yes. So then after that, we spent a couple hours up there, I think. It was a beautiful day. Temperature was good. And then they had bingo that morning, late morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went for bingo. I didn't win, but the person next to me, she won a drinking cup and she actually gave it to me because I said, all I want is just like a cup.
Oh.
So she won a cup and some money, so she gave me the cup. So that was very nice of her, I thought.
That was kind of magical.
Yeah, yeah. And she was a DVC member, too. There was a lot of DVC members on the cruise.
Ah.
We found out. And a lot of people from overseas that were DVC members.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was really kind of surprised on that. But we went to Royal Court that day for lunch. That was really good. And we ate really light at lunch because we knew supper was at 5. Main dining's 5.
Right, you had the main dining, yes.
Yes.
Plus,
so
you can always get away going a little bit light because you can always walk up and get ice cream. I don't know if you did that at all. We're known for anywhere close. It's like a time to get a cone.
Well, if they had chocolate.
And chocolate.
And chocolate. Chocolate ice cream was good. For sure. We walked through the all the little stores that they had after lunch that day. Mm-hmm. So I was surprised that they had the jewelry stores, the watch stores. I never realized they had like a Tiffany store.
Oh, yeah, it's relatively new.
On a cruise ship.
Yes.
I'm like, what? So I was kind of surprised at that. And I had watched some YouTube videos on the Disney Fantasy, and nobody ever said anything about the watch or the Tiffany store.
Yeah, Tiffany was relatively new when we went, so that's probably why there wasn't a whole lot. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you pick up anything at Tiffany's?
Not this trip.
Yeah.
Maybe next trip.
Exactly.
I'm more of a Target jewelry Disney girl.
A little Target. Right? Target in your life.
Can't go wrong.
Absolutely.
Can't go wrong. And then after that, Nick and I went up to the gym again. And I think that was our treadmill day.
Okay.
Treadmill day and weights. They have a complete full gym, and they have personal trainers up there that will help you. And in the mornings, I don't know if you did, but I got up and I did a couple of their yoga classes in the morning out around the family swimming pool.
Oh, yoga around the pool. I would look like something that just got thrown out of the ocean and keep it wet. Keep it wet.
No.
Is anyone here a marine biologist? No, did you enjoy the yoga by the pool?
There were quite a few people around the deck, though, taking in the yoga class.
Okay.
But upstairs, they also have, like, different classes you can take, and they also have personal training that you can do while you're on the ship.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Pay for.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, for a vacation, I'm just like, nah, no. I'd rather just do the treadmill or the bike or something and look at the ocean while time goes a little faster that way.
Right.
But when you get done, then you get those nice cold towels again. Wrap them around your neck. Have some more strawberry-infused water.
Oh, my goodness.
They have smoothies up there, too, that you could get if you wanted to. Those you had to pay for, I think. Those were in addition. And now I've heard that the salt that you get to take into the showers with you, you have to pay for now.
You taking salt?
Yeah, they give you some like scrub salt when you go into the rainforest showers.
Okay. So I can exfoliate.
Yeah.
See,
so
I knew that
those
part.
were free when I went, but now I've heard that they're charging for that.
Oh, well, just get some packets of the cabanas.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I come back from the next one.
Please do.
Which is 100 and some days away.
You're getting close.
Not that we're counting. So after we got done with that was our semi-formal night. So we went down and got dressed for dinner. And I think our dinner that night was at the Royal Court. Same place we had lunch.
Yes.
So, and then the movie on board that night was Captain Marvel.
Okay. Did you watch the movie?
See Captain Marvel. I had seen Captain Marvel before, but my grandson had not, so we went and saw the movie. I was glad that they were playing that on the ship. They were playing that one, Endgame, and we ended up seeing Aladdin, although we were kind of wondering because the next day the movie theater was not operating. It was broke, in other words.
Wow.
Yeah, so the day, Tortula Day and St. Thomas Day, the theater was down, which was kind of a bummer because a lot of the families had stayed on ship to go see a movie,
right?
Especially after Tortula.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that didn't happen. But again, instead of the movie, they offered other stuff for the family, so which I thought was really nice of them because they certainly don't have to. But
yeah, they do their best to make sure everybody's entertained.
For sure. So the next day was Pirate Day, which was also Tortola Day.
How convenient.
Yeah. So we didn't do any excursions that day, but we did go off the ship.
Okay.
We walked down those little strip of stores that they have.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And there wasn't a lot there.
No, there wasn't.
No. I'm like, I don't know. No. So we just did that for a little bit, and then we went back on ship.
Well, that sounds like you were on the Scott plan. That's what we did.
Yeah, that's what you guys did too, right?
For the most part, yeah. We got off, looked around.
I'm like, okay, I stepped my foot on a different land, so.
There you go.
I'm good. We'll go back to the ship now.
There were lots of cars.
So the girls went back to their room, and of course, Nick and I, we changed clothes and went up to the gym and the spa again.
Is there a cost every day, or did you pay for this whole spa thing? How's that work?
The gym was free.
Okay.
And the saunas are free, and the showers. And then everything else you have to pay for.
Okay.
So, like if you would get a massage or something like that, I did pay for a day for like a manicure and a pedicure. I kind of splurged, but we did that. I did that on St. Thomas Day. So, yeah. So that was fun, and the people up there were really nice. And they try to upsell, but once you say, no, you're not interested, they just kind of leave you alone. So that was nice.
So no super high pressure or anything involved with that?
No, none at all. No. So that was that day. And then we had Animator's Palette that night for Pirate Night. What a nice surprise to walk into my room and get my own pirate bandana.
Look at that.
I know, because we didn't bring any clothes along to dress up for Pirate Day, really. We had T-shirts, but that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any specific pirate wear.
No, you don't.
No, I mean, you can't use it too often in Ohio without people looking at you strange.
Really?
I learned that with the princess wear.
Well, they might do that in Arizona, too. They'd probably look at a 66-year-old girl and go, what is she doing? Oh my gosh. And the food was all pirate named, but it was like regular food that they served that night. But we were at Animator's Palette that night.
That's a very busy entertainment night. You got the Animator's Palette show. You got the pirate party.
Mm-hmm. We got the pirates. You got the fireworks after the pirate meet and greet. Mm-hmm. And then after that, they have another buffet.
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
Of course you do. You got those big turkey legs, and I'm like, what? Everybody else went for bed. I was the only one that stayed up for the fireworks and the and the buffet.
Nice.
I know. Their cookies are really good there. So that was my day.
What better way to end the day?
Did you guys like the pirate night when you were there? Or do you guys, I guess, dress up?
We didn't dress up, but I always enjoy the pirate show, and I love the fireworks.
Aren't they cool?
They're so
and then
cool.
to find out that the fireworks turn into fish food.
What?
Yeah, Disney is allowed to do the fireworks in the ocean because the fireworks turn into fish food.
I don't even think I knew that.
More trivia. See, we'll
trivia.
do really good at trivia next time.
Yeah, we will.
Right?
I'm usually pretty good with 80s music trivia, so then there's that.
Yeah, that's the only reason, because it's environmentally
Environmentally
in
safe.
favor of.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, so that's why they let them shoot off the fireworks.
Huh.
So who knew? Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, and then I forgot to mention, on our very first night of the cruise, they have the welcome party down on deck by the pool.
Oh, right. Yes.
I forgot about that entirely. And that was really, really fun, because then you hear the horn, the ship horn for the first time.
Yes. Watch yourself
Right?
pulling out a port, people waving.
Yes. And when we were pulling out of Tortola, there was a Norwegian cruise ship that was beside us. And all the people, I swear, all the people from that cruise ship that were on the ship were on the deck facing our ship. And they held up signs that said, "Please send Mickey bars."
Oh. That is awesome.
It was so funny. And then one sign said, "We wish we were with you."
Right. You know, that's what they're thinking as they're looking out there going, oh.
I know. It was amazing the amount of people that actually just come out and stare at the ship
Yeah.
as you drive by.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, my.
So that was kind of fun. That was a little bonus part of our trip, because we were on the veranda, so we were just waving away and people were taking pictures. And, yeah.
Like you're a celebrity.
Right?
That's
It's
awesome.
like, yeah, we had room in our cabin. We'd invite you over.
Oh.
But we don't.
You just have to tender right over here in one of your lifeboats.
Oh, yeah. What about those lifeboats? I'm telling you, they clean those lifeboats like every other day.
They are constantly going up and down that ship, cleaning and wiping things off.
Yes, they are. And they paint. They paint all the time.
They paint,
out on the deck.
They varnish. They do the whole thing. They never stop.
Yep. Every day we were on the cruise. Even the days we were in the ocean, they'd be like doing something somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a very clean ship.
Beautifully clean.
And so pretty. So pretty. Of course, I don't have anything else to compare it to, but I thought it was beautiful in there.
It was gorgeous. It is gorgeous. You are correct in your assumption.
And one of the best parts is just coming back to your room and having your bed made. And even my grandson's bed was made.
Yes. Towel animals.
And then you'd go out for supper, you'd come back, and the bed was turned down, your chocolates were on the bed, the other bed is made, the drape is closed across to separate the two sleeping areas.
Don't you get used to living on a cruise ship? Like, why do we get off this boat?
I know. And when I priced it out, I'm like, I can almost do a cruise for what I can do a trip to Disney World for a week.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm like, I don't know why I waited so long.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But the next day was St. Thomas Day.
How beautiful was it at St. Thomas where, you pulled in?
Pulling in there, right? And
yes.
all those houses that are built into the hills.
Yes. It was gorgeous.
Now, I didn't do any excursions that day, but my daughter and her friend and my grandson did one. They went to the snorkeling one. And because this was our first time on a Disney cruise, we weren't able to book anything ahead of time because everything was all booked when we started looking for excursions. So when we got on the ship the first day, we went to the customer service desk and they told us what was available and they picked the snorkeling one that day. So even though you can't book ahead of time, you can always stop at the concierge and they will book something for you.
They'll always have something. They'll always have something there.
Yeah, which I didn't know. So I didn't know about Bermuda. Have you ever done the Western Caribbean cruise?
Yes, we've done a couple different Westerns. This is our first Eastern.
So then later we'll have to get together and tell me what excursions we should book.
I will do that. I'll tell you right now, I'm a big fan of like semi-submersibles.
Oh, really?
Especially at Grand Cayman. The water is beautiful in Grand Cayman.
Oh, see, I've never been over there, so I'm all excited for that one. So, but Jess and Brandy and my grandson, they went on a snorkeling excursion. And you could either go snorkeling when you were there, but if you didn't want to do that, they took another part of the group and they actually did a tour and did some history of the island.
Nice.
Which is what my grandson did. Yeah. So, and because he was over 18, they would let him go by himself. So that's what, so they did. They really enjoyed it. But like they said, the driving there was a little hairy.
Oh my goodness. They weren't kidding you. we were going to go to the same place.
Jess is like, I just closed my eyes and hope we got there. And then they let them off like downtown St. Thomas or that strip of shopping that they have.
Yes.
So they went to a few stores down there and then they went back to the ship. So they were gone for, I would say, a good 6 hours by the time they left and came back. But they really enjoyed it. They said they would do it again. So yeah. Me, I stayed on board. Well, I went down and then I came back. And that's the day I did my spa day. And that one I paid for. But the ship was maybe a third full. So the kid area is still open for parents to drop off their kids if they wanted to. And then the adults just kind of went up to the adult deck and kind of hung out. Went to Satellite Falls again. They did some reading.
There you go.
So that was nice. It was a very relaxing day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then dinner that night was at Enchanted Gardens. So very nice. And then we had, what's that show called? Wishes? Magical Wishes or Musical Wishes in the Buena Vista Theater that night.
Oh, I'll be honest. This last time we did not do any shows.
Oh, you didn't?
We did not do any shows. We just liked hanging out on deck, walking around the ship.
Oh, and it's so nice at night, but it's kind of eerie, too, because it's so dark.
It is.
I mean, you look out and it's like looking into a vast of nothing.
Yeah, it is. A lot of times, though, you see other ships, so you're really not too far alone out there. A lot of other ships are kind of following you.
We didn't see any ships.
Really?
We were like alone except for one day, and that was the day after the storm. So, and then on Thursday night, which was a day at sea night, we had another storm, and we were walking out of the theater, and the ship took such a turn that everybody just kind of toppled over into everybody else.
Oh, wow. Really?
I know. And we're like, whoa, what? And everybody's like, oh, ooh.
Wow.
But I watched Deadliest Catch, so I know what the ships are capable of. So my daughter goes, aren't you nervous? And I said, nope, I watched Deadliest Catch, and they can take a lot more than just this.
That's true. I've watched plenty of Deadliest Catch, and I know exactly what you're saying.
Right? So I did not get nervous. I did not get seasick that night. My daughter did a little. But there were some people that did. They went down to the nurse's station or first aid, and they got some stuff to take. But
okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, nah. So that was Thursday, and that was our next day at sea. And the theater was fixed that day, so they played Aladdin because the movie was coming out on Friday. So Thursday night at midnight, they showed the movie.
Nice. I love how they showed the first
but they had to wait
movies.
Till midnight.
Right.
They didn't start it early.
Exactly.
I'm like, where are we going to go?
Who are we going to tell?
I know. So that was Wheel of Fortune Day. Oh, that's the day we did the cooking demonstration. We went up to the gym again. And then they had a jump rope group from America's Got Talent TV show.
Oh, wow.
They actually performed in the tube. So that was okay. They tried to be entertaining, but there's just so much you can do with the jump rope. But there was probably 12 of them, and they all took turns doing their acrobats and stuff with the jump rope. So that was kind of interesting. But I wouldn't go see them again.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. I would say you could skip that if somebody was questioning to do that or something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was kind of that Thursday day at sea. And then Friday, of course, was Castaway Cay.
Now, what did you think? I'm sure you had heard a lot about Castaway Cay before you got there?
I had heard a lot about it. And we started over at the adult-only beach. But we thought it was too quiet. So we ended up over at the family side, which was much more fun, I thought. Much more active.
Right.
I loved watching the kids get in the ocean. I rented a bike, and I biked around the island. And then we rented the mats where you lay on the mats and go out into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And then my daughter took the snorkeling stuff, and she went and looked for like all the hidden Mickeys under there. So she did that. So we spent all day there.
Aw.
Just kind of relaxed. They serve you a really good lunch at Castaway Cay. So
Did you enjoy the
there,
food?
and of course they have ice cream.
Did you enjoy the food?
Yes. It was like going to a picnic. They had picnic food.
Yeah, we were kind of like, it's okay.
Yeah. It's nothing to write home about.
Yeah, but it was
One
quite
night,
good. It was okay.
One night on the ship, I had there's sea bass, and it was so good. And the next night, we were at a different restaurant, and I told my server, I said, "Oh, I wish I was back last night for the sea bass." He goes, "You like sea bass?" And I said, "Yeah, I really liked it last night." He goes, "I'll have it for you tomorrow night." And I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Yep, I'll just go to that restaurant and bring some over for you."
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So the next night we came, and not only did he get me sea bass, but he bought 3 for the entire table.
Wow.
So how nice is that?
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You can't beat the Disney servers.
They do serve food at Castaway Cay most of the day when you're there. So if you're hungry, you definitely have a place to go get something to eat. But I'm like you, because it's kind of like buffet style, and they just keep cooking and cooking.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, for sure. But they did have some characters there that you could take your picture with.
That's always fun.
Mm-hmm. And then little did I know, I went down to check on my account the night before, and they told me that the next night they were going to have a quick 15-minute character greet before dinner started, before dinner service. And I'm like, oh, really? So then when we got back to the ship from Castaway Cay, we showered and everything, and the rest of the crew were getting dressed. And I thought, I'm just going to go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. They had all the characters there, all the princesses there. Goofy was there. Donald was there. Daisy was there. Captain Minnie was there.
Oh, wow.
And nobody was there to take pictures. So I just went from one to another because it wasn't listed anywhere. It was just something that they threw in there. Yeah. And when they stand up at the top rail and walk down the stairs, so cute.
Wow.
Cute. So, yeah. But our last night was at after Castaway Cay. Then when we got dressed for dinner, our last night was at Animator's Palette. That's the night we drew the pictures.
Okay. Mm-hmm. For that full show.
Yeah. And I don't know why they don't do that at every meal, but they save it for your last night there.
Yeah, it depends on your dining rotation, because I know when we did it, our first night in Animator's Palette, which, well, it wasn't the first night of the cruise, but it was the regular Animator's Palette show. Then our second one was the one where they just, like, have the pictures scrolling through the
Oh, and they saved that for our last night.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And that was the night that they previewed Aladdin the musical.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we had the Aladdin movie at midnight the previous night, and then that night they did the musical.
You got
and they did the movie was Dumbo, I think, that night. Yeah, so that was kind of, and then of course you have to get your bags packed and ready to go. Yes.
Put them in the hall.
Put them in the hall. And then when you get up in the morning, they're gone.
Now,
but because we were taking the Disney transportation back, we had breakfast at Animator's Palette. And do you know they do not serve Mickey waffles on the last day of your cruise in the morning before you leave?
No.
You just get like regular waffles.
What?
Yep.
Heads will roll.
We said too.
Heads will roll.
It was just like a normal breakfast. And I'm like, on my last date, really?
Wow.
I know. But we did eat breakfast on board because we were taking the Disney transportation back. And the Disney transportation does not leave until 9:30 in the morning, between 9:30 and 10.
So you had some time.
So we had time. And then, of course, but they don't take care of your luggage like you do when you leave to go to the port. Mm-hmm. So we had to go down, collect our luggage, and then go through customs.
God, how easy was it for you to find your luggage?
Easy.
Was it?
We were in the goofy one. But unfortunately, my luggage had been damaged the week before when I flew down to Disney World. So I unfortunately had to buy Disney luggage at Disney World.
Oh, my.
Yes. So mine was easy to spot because it was new.
Okay.
You know.
Wow. That could not have been inexpensive either.
Oh, and because the Disney luggage is smaller than the luggage I had originally packed in, I ended up buying 2 suitcases instead of 1.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So that was a little bubble in my budget.
But now you have the bags. You can use them over and over again now.
Well, this is true, but it was definitely an expense I was not planning on. But to Disney's part, they do have a lot of luggage to choose from.
Well, then there's that.
There's that, yeah.
So
So when I found my luggage, then we had to go through customs, and that took longer than boarding the ship.
Yes.
But then once we got through customs, we walked onto our Disney bus, and then they wait until about 10 o'clock, and then the first buses take off. And then I guess they wait. There's another bus that just stays there for any people who are later getting off the ship. So then we got back to Disney World about 11:30, and we were staying at Old Key West again. So we checked into there, and then we went on our merry way to the Animal Kingdom because nobody had been to Pandora yet. Yes, so I got to introduce them to Pandora.
Oh.
Flight of passage.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know. And we found out if you go at night, even if you're there like 5 minutes before they're supposed to close, they'll still let you on Flight of Passage.
Okay, yeah, as long as you're in the line. That's That's a great tip.
Yeah. So that worked out good for us. But yeah, the cruise was great. I couldn't have done it without you guys. You just made it so much easier.
Oh.
I didn't have to worry about transportation. I didn't have to worry about nothing. So I thank you very, very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So you'd recommend a Disney cruise for anybody who might be thinking about it but haven't done it yet?
Most definitely. And I think the cost it's not cost prohibitive. It's definitely worth your money. And like I said, I can do a cruise for about what I do Disney World. If I was paying cash.
Right.
So, yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm doing another one in May.
Yes, you are. I think we have you in the exact same room again, too.
We are. I was kind of hoping you and Dawn would be there also on that cruise, but I haven't heard.
Never rule it out, but it probably won't happen, but we're always looking for a reason to get on one of the ships, so...
Well, now I'm waiting for the new cruise ships to come out.
Oh, I know. And then now there's going to be that. That's going to give our budgets a hit.
Right. And I always kind of wondered what the Adventures by Disney, how that differed from doing the cruise ship to doing like a land trip with them.
Well, we did look that up, and we found out that's not inexpensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah, it is expensive. But
and I'm not quite sure why. But we'll have to look into that for the next time.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I'd almost just rather book 2 cruises than maybe do, one of those and add the Adventures by Disney. But, it kind of depends on what's going on, I guess.
I think if I would do an Adventures by Disney, I would do one overseas.
Oh, yes.
Where I didn't speak the language.
That'd be the great way to go.
Yeah, but the cruise was amazing. And like I said, it was my first time ever cruising. So, and I found out, like I said, I could easily cruise all by myself. So you don't have to go with anybody. You can definitely do it yourself and make friends along the way.
That's a great way to do it.
Yep.
Aw. Well, Marlene,
so
thanks
I appreciate you taking the time to chit-chat with me and getting my next cruise started.
Oh, it's our pleasure. I really appreciate you coming on and talking about your cruise.
Yeah, you're welcome. Like I said, it was such a fun time, and it just took us so long to get together. But I'm glad we finally did.
Absolutely. Marlene, if people want to find you, are you part of Looper Nation Live, the Facebook group?
I am part of Looper Nation Live.
So if anybody has any questions, can they just reach out to you over there?
You bet.
Well, Marlene, thanks again. I'm going to wrap up the show. Everybody, thanks for joining me and Marlene. This is ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic. If you're thinking about taking a trip like Marlene did, just look us up over there at ResortLoopTravel.com. Once again, Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. Everybody, thanks for joining us. You've been listening to the gateway to the magic. Marlene, say see you, everybody.
See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.